We are at Katonga. This is at the PFF base. That is called People's Front for Freedom. Preparations are ongoing here. They are trying to set up. It's going to be a promoters meeting that's going to be happening this morning. Members from across the country will be coming in here to, of course, go on with their preparations. Of course, we know there are so many issues that are happening around. They're trying to see that they are registered as a political party. Others already have begun coming in here. They are caucusing, and they're trying to see which step they take on next as they move on with their preparations. Of course, going to the 2026 elections. We know that this National Unity Platform is expected also to launch its roadmap this week, but we know that also NRM has already launched its roadmap going into 2026 elections. Electoral Commission already rolled out the national program for the 2026 general elections, and many political parties, many political actors, many aspirants are also organizing themselves to make sure that they partake in this process of going into the elections of 2026. With me here at the PFF, People's Front for Freedom, is Honorable Ibrahim Semujunganda, the MP for Chila Municipality. He's one of the key people here at the base for People's Front for Freedom. He's already here overseeing the preparations. I'm going to be engaging him on what exactly they are going to be talking about as they go on with this People's Front for Freedom. Of course, we know that one of the key issues is their preparations. They are going on with preparations, even though Electoral Commission hasn't yet registered them as a political party. Honorable, request to engage you for a moment live on Morning at 10 TV. Good morning to you, Honorable.
Good morning, and thank you very much for visiting PFF headquarters.
Yes, People's Front for Freedom. We know that this is a promoters meeting that's going to be happening this morning, but what exactly is it going to be addressing?
The reason we invited promoters, because we have a number, about 10 of them, who are representing more than 5,000, who have appended their signature on our application for a political party. It is not possible to brief them on phone, on WhatsApp, about the progress that we have made. Today we decided to invite them here. This will be the first time that those of us who are involved brief the rest of the promoters. We've selected a number, district representatives, and then if we are in our assessment unable to explain to them, we intend maybe today or next week to lead them to the Electoral Commission, because we are not the ones who are responsible for this registration. We've been in touch with the Electoral Commission to have this matter administratively resolved. We've even selected a team that will be led by the party chairman, who will be seeking audience with the Electoral Commission for further explanation, because we are registering this party to involve and participate in the forthcoming elections. We are at a stage where the Electoral Commission is displaying voters' register. We cannot communicate to them as a party if we have issues, maybe as voters. We want to be institutionally engaging with the Electoral Commission. Youth elections are almost slated for June. We need to be preparing candidates that will represent for women, youth, people with disability, the elderly, as an institution. We can only do that if the Electoral Commission has issued us with a certificate. So there is a delay on the part of the Electoral Commission, and we think they can administratively have these matters resolved, because we don't want to have a war with them. It's unnecessary, because they are the ones who are presiding over this election. They are the referees.
Indeed, it's unnecessary, but as you've been engaging them before, and when you lead these young people to the Electoral Commission headquarters, maybe next week or this week, you may see that maybe it may also not solve much. Just like you've been engaging them before, they may just look on and maybe just explain, and then life goes on with that sort of a thing.
We will take a decision as a leadership. These people can even lead themselves. They don't have to lead them. If they are satisfied with our explanation coming from the engagement we have had with the Electoral Commission, then we will go to Electoral Commission, or they will go themselves. Because today, unlike other people who are starting parties, we exist. All we need is just the Electoral Commission to validate us. If you came to Chile and asked who is PFF, you will even see posters are already up. And that is happening almost in each and every...
The symbol of a phone.
Yes, almost in each and every part of Uganda. If the Electoral Commission has been able to register briefcase parties whose headquarters you cannot, and promoters you cannot even point at, why do they delay if they have a genuine legitimate group wanting to register a political party? Why?
You know, storming, when these people, young people, go even without you, the leaders, one would say that this is kind of incitement of violence to attack a national body.
We have no intention to do that. We started this process in August last year. It is almost coming to a year. We didn't want to do it that way because we want to respect institutions, especially if institutions are doing their work. And we continue committing ourselves that we will respect institutions. But if you have no explanation to offer people who are promoting a party, it is only fair that we ask them to go and ask the Electoral Commission, because we've been speaking to them through WhatsApp groups, through media. We can't continue doing this. So today is going to be the last time that we are briefing them. The subsequent briefing should happen by the Electoral Commission, either in their boardroom or in their compound. Otherwise, we've run out of options. That every now and then we should be meeting at Katonga. Please wait, now we have done this now. Because the signatures accompanying this registration are signatures of these people and others in their thousands. Because to register a political party, you need 50 people from at least about 100 districts. I think about more than 5,000 people who have promoted this party. So someone needs to explain, because the Electoral Commission is a public institution, it's not private. People who work at the Electoral Commission have a duty to satisfy us. We are their customers, they are there because of us. So they are not running a private entity.
Yeah, indeed, even time is actually running out on you for registration of a political party, because I know these young people here want to contest, just like you've been saying, those who have already put up posters with symbolism for PFF. But now, going to the preparations, what options do you have as an organization that is seeking to register them?
This morning, because as I said, we exist. We're not seeking to exist, we're only seeking a validation under the law. We will also be launching mobilization, national mobilization, registration, recruitment, and an electoral roadmap, both for internal and national elections. Because we will not wait, a certificate can come a day to nomination. You will not now begin running within minutes and hours to prepare a candidate. So we are going to begin doing that, regardless of the process at the Electoral Commission. The process will find us moving, because now we need to select candidates. If you came to Chile, where I am an MP, on some on some posts I have more than one candidate. So we need to announce a program that will be able to select candidates as we wait for the certificate of the Electoral Commission. So these processes are also going to be concurrently launched today as we continue asking the Electoral Commission to please give us our certificate. We're also going to be preparing our, such that when the certificate finally comes, and I think it should, then we will not be stampeding ourselves.
You know, this meeting and these engagements continue even as one of the core promoters of this PFF, Dr. Kizza Besigye, is under incarceration right now. 6 months down the road, he's still under detention. How has it affected his absence? How has it affected the programs for PFF?
Dr. Besigye is not just one of our leaders, but he's also a symbol of our fight for freedom. We miss him, we continue visiting him. We know he has committed no crime. His crime is that he wants the Museveni government to end, and that's the reason he's in prison. But that is energizing all of us, that in his absence, we should continue working hard in his honor. The sacrifice he has made as a young man abandoning a job in Nairobi to go to Ruwero with Museveni to remove Obote, the sacrifices he has made, both family, financial, life. In his honor, I want to work so hard. And we've asked and we'll be asking everybody here, in honoring Dr. Besigye, we need to fight so hard, such that maybe one day either he's still in prison or he's dead, as Muhoozi Kainerugaba said that they will seek to kill him. Maybe this country will be free, maybe our freedoms will be respected. So that call will be making to the promoters, who you can see have started coming here. Because Dr. Besigye, this matter is not private. This is Ugandan. It's a country's problem, that for 40 years you have someone in power who now in his thinking and the thinking of his family members is that Uganda is their estate that they inherited from their parents, and they have a right to be the leaders, and once they get tired either by age or loss of energy, their children should take over. So we have a duty, all of us. Dr. Besigye was only offering to lead. He can die of natural causes, he can be killed as they have promised they will kill him. But we need just big picking courage and energy from his efforts and continue fighting for our freedom.
I know as a member of parliament who also entered parliament from your political home as FDC, are you also concerned and observing what happens from your political home, which is still holding you in parliament, FDC? And I know now they are going to another process that is set for July. We have Patrick Amuriato Boy and Nathan Nandala Mafari vying against each other. Yet previously they've been working together. Now, for some months now, they seem to be working apart. And now even this is even coming as evidence in this nomination they are going to for flag bearer. What do you make of the processes going on in FDC?
I am now 52 this year. I now have some wisdom acquired through experience. I distinguish between bona fide and stage-managed processes. I have the capacity to do so. I wish them well because on 12th of this month, I'll be formally writing to the Speaker of Parliament and the Electoral Commission to notify them under the Constitution that I have now today officially left the FDC, and I'm going to do that. So I will no longer be FDC on May 12th. I will be looking at them as any other entity. So I wish them well. I want to devote my energy to People's Front for Freedom and also to continue battling for our existence, because there is no longer now space for political parties to do political and civic.
You're insinuating that that is just a game and a show, just a show between Nandala and
I wish them well. My concentration is now on PFF. What they are doing is really entirely their business. Because you see, we are now fighting for existence. Moz Kainerugaba has threatened to kill me this year, like he has threatened many other people. He's now beating people that they must run in Runyankole. He has warned that all of you opposition will beat you. For us, we are Tutsi. That frightens me. That concerns me more than processes in other entities. So I want to concentrate on that. My leader is in jail. I don't know who will be following next. So what the FDC or anyone else is doing here entirely is their business. We will all be judged by the public.
Honorable Semuju, let's concentrate on matters PFF. Going into this process, because now we're counting months and weeks, whatever happens as PFF, are you looking at flaunting a presidential flag bearer standing for PFF on behalf of PFF? Or just members of parliament?
We will identify candidates for all the electoral positions and offices in Uganda, the presidential being one of them. So we'll seek to do that. But we're also discussing with other genuine political parties, opposition political parties, with a view of uniting and working as a group. So those meetings are ongoing. So the outcome of those meetings and outcome of our internal processes is what we'll announce to the public. But we are ready. I mean, does anyone doubt that Semuju can be president of Uganda, or Elias Lukwago, or Besigye, or anyone else? There is no shortage here, or Salam Musum. There is no shortage. But you don't want to do this just as a ceremony, because you're talking about people's freedom and their own existence, faced with a threat from Seven's family of exterminating, of beating everybody, of kidnapping people from street. It is better that we jointly pursue this. But if we don't find a mechanism to do so, we will be ready to offer candidates. But that's not our intention. Our intention is to unite all the opposition and work for the unity, if it happens. And we'll devote and deploy all our energy behind that effort. If it succeeds, we thank God and then move as a group. If we fail, we will be ready also to field candidates. And
what are the stumbling blocks to this process? Because we've seen before, 2001, especially 2011 and 2016, as well as 2021, efforts of trying to see that the opposition, United Forces of Change, have a joint candidate. But now you see you're coalescing. The other day we were talking to different political actors. Is there a possibility that maybe this time round we could see this join forces?
I keep telling people in my constituency, because each time I offer myself, I face the same question. You have been fighting Museveni with no success. And I tell them, I see you every day boarding taxis to go to town to look for money. Even when you fail, you wake up the following day. Fighting for freedom, first of all, will not end with the removal of Museveni. It will continue. If you speak to people who went to the war, Dr. Wesley and others, they will tell you they thought the removal of Obote was going to be the end of the story and freedom will be ushered in. They didn't know that after removing Obote, they will be back in the trenches fighting Museveni again. So let nobody deceive himself that after the removal of Museveni, there will be freedom. So the fighting is human. You must continue the same way you look for money, the same way you wake up to go and work. So what has been preventing us from coming to joint candidates, joint platform, is partly because many of us are candidates. So you have a meeting of people who are offering themselves. The discussion now becomes who becomes the presidential candidate, who becomes the parliamentary candidate. And those of us who are in a meeting, if there is any process that will eliminate you, you now begin saying, no, we need to go it alone. It will take courage, it will take some maturity. And that maturity will come. Kenya faced a similar situation in 2007 when they were fighting Moi. All the political parties contested. Moi got 37%, but he became a president. In the subsequent elections that brought Chibaki, they were able to work together. We want to draw courage. We want to pick lessons from others in Ghana and elsewhere, in Tanzania. So we think, first of all, we'll never give up pursuing a joint front for elections, but also for fighting for freedom. When we fail today, we should wake up the following day fighting for the same, because we think that's what will deliver us. If we continue fighting, insulting, abusing each other, I think Museveni will be home and dry. He will be celebrating.
Thank you, Honorable Ibrahim Ssemujju. Final words to the promoters of PFF, but also Ugandans as we go back to Priscilla.
All the PFF promoters, I want to assure you that our certificate will sooner than later come, because we have satisfied all the requirements. What is going to delay us are the subsequent processes. We only ask the Electoral Commission to act in good faith, not to wanting to follow the whole program as it is in the law, 6 months, 9 months, but we will be seeking audience with the Electoral Commission. The rest of the country, this battle is not our battle. We're only offering it to read. It is your freedom. It is your children being kidnapped, being taught in Runyankole, being kept in basements. You all must fight for freedom.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ibrahim Ssemujju, Member of Parliament for Chila Municipality, Wakiso District. I now take you back to Priscilla Regina Naroga with Chris Igenyi. They have guests there in the studios for more conversations here on Morning at 10 TV. Take it over from me, Priscilla Regina.
All right, thank you so much, Stephen Bide, for bringing us abreast